You guys like my new intro? So I've learned how to play guitar a little bit thanks to my lovely girlfriend who is teaching me and shows me some things. We have 2 guitars over here, keyboards, music studio, create, B. So that's what we do here at HardCity, and that's why it never made sense to me to have one niche. I just can't stick to one niche. So today is April 11th, 2021, and it's my first video as far as it goes. This new era and chapter in my life, it begins right now. It's been such a long journey to get to this point in my story. To get here is you can't write it. You can't think of something like this and write it. Me and my girlfriend, we come from the 2 farthest points that 2 people can possibly be away from each other in this country, not on the planet, in this country. She lived to the furthest point of California, I mean on the ocean you can get. I mean, she lived on the beach pretty much, you know, and I live in Philadelphia, which isn't on the beach, but it's pretty close, you know. So if it wasn't for this YouTube thing, I would not be here right now. So this whole thing that I'm doing should just be inspiration enough for you to just take the risk. I hear so many people talk about, oh, YouTube's dead, there's no reason to be a YouTuber, it's too late, everybody's doing podcasts, the comedian takeover of podcasts, and it's there, that's a real thing. It's hard to not have a guest and have conversation. I think I could do it naturally. I think I do. I don't think I ever need a guest. I don't think I need a co-host. I think it's gonna just stay like this because I feel confident that I'm that good at this, that I can grab your attention with just myself, just conversating with you guys, even though you're not even here right now. It's just, I know you're gonna listen. I know you're gonna hear it. I know you're gonna hear the message, take the inspiration, and do something great with it. Better than what I'm doing. Make it your own, you know? So I sit here and I look back at everything and I'm like, this is the dream that I wanted. This is the first video that I'm now a full-time YouTuber. This is one. This is over again. I'm just taking a step back and I'm starting from scratch. Like, this is still HardCity RainDrops, but it's the 2.0, but negative 2.0 version. I don't know how I can say that if I'm saying that right. It's me, the 2.0 version, but taking a step back at the same time, and just just starting over with everything. And so that brings me to this place where I'm like looking about how I got here, and I didn't get here without you guys. The support you guys give this channel is unbelievable. This is like the underground scene you can have on YouTube. Like, this HardCity RainDrops thing that I do here is different than any channel on YouTube. There is not another channel on YouTube who does what I do. The thing that I do on YouTube that is better than everyone else is because I take the risk of not putting a niche in my project. My project is a project over a project over a project over a project. It isn't just one project of like, oh, I'm the pen guy. I'm the pen guy on YouTube. I'm the watch guy. I'm the hat guy. I'm the shoe guy. I'm the tech guy. I'm the gun guy. I'm this guy. I'm all those guys. I'm all of them. That's who I am, and that's what this channel always has been. It's always been like that. It's just gonna be, I don't know, man. It's like, I see it all the time. Like, people they're scared to make a channel like this. It'll never work. It will work. But you have to make it your own thing. So like I feel like I made this my own thing. You take a podcast, for instance, like Bill Burr. Bill Burr, oh, the washer baby. My lovely girlfriend left the house today and turned the dishwasher on right as I'm about to record a video. One of the things me and Lee did last night over the weekend, and we like to watch movies now, we have some time, and that's how, you know, when we are just chilling together, we like to watch movies, right? Everybody does that. And so we're watching, she wanted to watch The Dark Side of Oz, and I know there's all kinds of like, you know, they didn't write the album to match the movie Wizard of Oz, but yeah. It's the thing that got me at the end is when the heart's beating with the Tin Man and just the signs. I don't know. We could talk about the signs for days. I mean, just, you know, the lunatic is on the ground, like all that, like, and you know the Scarecrow's dancing around all goofy, has no brain. It's just, and the name of the song is Brain Washed or Brainless. Brain damage, maybe? I don't know. Brain something. But somebody, hey, that's the trivia. What's the song by Pink Floyd when he is... What's the song that Pink Floyd sings when Scarecrow is being Scarecrow? When Dorothy meets Scarecrow? That's the trivia question. So we're going to do that every week. A little trivia. So we're watching this and it was pretty crazy. It was trippy. Like, it was just like... How does a human being think of one writing this movie, and then how does like somebody match like the lyrics? It was just so crazy. And you know, then you want to talk about one niche, people with one niche. The podcast world and YouTube world in general is a tough place to be right now. There's a lot of people doing it from the pandemic, but that's not going to stick. That's not going to stick. Only the serious of this most serious are gonna stay, and I am dead serious about this thing. This is happening. I'm now full-time with it, and I am not letting this thing go. But you're gonna start seeing sponsors, I think, switch to like only podcast. Well, you know, sponsors make money on everyone, so if they're making money on you, they're gonna stick around. But I think to get to that level is gonna be a lot harder, you know, to get sponsors and good sponsors that don't make your podcast look cheesy, or just like, you know, if I have a podcast and also I'm going to do like a sponsor about like, you know, Legos or something, or like just something like that makes it totally like has nothing to do with anything, it's, you know, kind of stupid. So you know, the comedians, you see a lot of comedians in the podcast world now who are doing really, really well, and you got to remember, it's not that easy to get. Like a lot of those comedians, they have millions and millions of fans on Instagram, wherever. It's easy for them to make a podcast and have tons of views right out of the gate, even if it's not that good. You know, I find Bill Burr's, he's got the #1 podcast, like one of the #1 podcasts, and I don't find it to be all that interesting. I mean, it's just like his dried up comedy that he's going to use on stage later to when he twists it into a thing. It's good for guys like me to see a podcast like that be successful, though, because he doesn't have guests. He does it all himself. He's just like me. He's talking about whatever and just being hilarious. So it's possible, but it's really hard. And I think everybody thinks they have to do this way. You know, you have to do it this way. This is what people do. And it's just like that always irks me the most about like what YouTube, like I think it just should be fun, creative, and do whatever the heck you want. I mean, who really cares? It's really not that serious. So on a serious note though, let's talk about some things that's been happening. One thing in Iowa, like this is crazy. I never thought I'd live in a state that did this, but here I am in Iowa, and they literally just passed the gun law that says you can now purchase a gun and then you can just carry it. That's it. No permit, no nothing. Buy it, carry it. So there you go. That's Iowa's new gun law. And now you have, at the same time, you have the Colorado shooter, you know, happening, mass shooting taking place. You have this thing in North Carolina, this football player who, you know, shoots a bunch of people in a house party or whatever. I didn't really get too much into that one. And then you have the one with the spas guy ran around killing people. He went and bought a handgun and went around and killed people with it, and at spas, you know, targeting the Asian community, it looked like. Once again, you have Joe Biden and the Democrats trying to make a big turnaround out of it and just try to get votes. And when you look at his speech, he doesn't even know what the ATF is, because he's sitting there talking about AFT.
David Chipman to serve as the director of the AFT. He knows the AFT well. He served there for 25 years. Finally, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the key agency enforcing gun law.
Like, dude, this guy, I don't know how he's the president. I really don't. So, what you have here is just a big show. Just Joe Biden up there, just creating this big show, you know, talking about pistols, AR pistols. There's so many terms being thrown out about what this guy had in the Colorado shooter. They're talking about high-powered pistol, an assault weapon style pistol, AR or whatever. It was a Ruger AR-556. It was a 16-inch barrel. That's an AR-15. It was no special pistol, modified ghost gun, whatever, all this crap you hear now.
The suspect bought that assault-style pistol a week ago today.
You know, Biden talks about the kit packages you can buy, not come with serial numbers and all this other stuff, and guys are putting them together in a half hour and going out and doing mass shootings. Nobody with a kit gun ever did a mass shooting, Joe. No one. No one does that. Legal owning people do that. They buy them, they make them, they modify them. And I'm pretty sure that if you're doing anything with it outside sporting or anything, you have to get a serial number on it. I'm not 100% sure on all that, though. From my understanding, though, you know, those kit guns, they still come with serial numbers on the triggers or like on some part of it. So I don't know, because they can't sell it to you. They can sell you the pieces to it, but the actual firing mechanism, I'm pretty sure is serial number, like the SIGs. So, but I'm not 100% sure. Do your own research on that. I'm too freaking busy. And we're just putting the comments and let people know information. I mean, comments are for you guys to be staying informed. If you're putting crap down there, disrespectful stuff, I'm just gonna delete you. And if it's too far, I'll ban you. So, you know, you guys can leave comments down below. All welcome. This whole thing is just a big show, and it's like the kit gun thing. He makes it seem like that's what everybody's buying. Like, every criminal's buying a kit gun. That's how these guns are getting on the street. These ghost guns. These guys are buying them and putting them together in a half hour, and that's not what a ghost gun is. Now, technically, the term can be used for that as a ghost gun, because if it doesn't have a serial number and that's what they're claiming, then yeah, it's a ghost gun. Doesn't have a serial number. That's all a ghost gun is. No serial number. That can be a wide category of different kind of gun, not just a kit gun you get in a plastic bag from Walmart or wherever. Not Walmart would never, but you know, I think it's like Palmetto State Arms. They make the kit guns, or like the Glock store, how they make those like bottom plastic things. You get the slide, but there's always a part on it that has a serial number. I mean, right? Guys, put in the comments. I'm really interested to figure that out. Even if so, nobody's buying a kit gun and doing a mass shooting, Joe Biden. He went out. I mean, it's just mind-boggling to me. And they still use this terminology against the gun shows. These guys that just go to gun shows and buy all these illegal guns and then go out and commit awful crime. The gun shows are full of like-minded people whom the people selling the guns are more than likely, mostly, I'd say 99.9% of the people that are selling guns are vendors, which are required by law to do a state background check. No one's going to a gun show to go, I'm gonna go to a gun show so I can, go rob a bank. No one's doing that. No one's doing that. That's not what people go to gun shows. People go to gun shows to learn, to educate themselves, to meet new people, to check out some cool shit, and to be America, okay? Like, fuck off with all this shit, Joe Biden. It's just a big show. They throw all these numbers out, 300 and 200 and this and that, and it's an epidemic. It's not a freaking epidemic. 60,000 people out of 330 million is not an epidemic. It's a problem. It's a mental health problem. The guy they're talking about, this guy was playing with machine guns. They thought he was crazy. He was, seeing things, hearing people, talking to green little men, whatever. The fact of the matter is, you can't always pinpoint these people down. And the best way to stop a guy like that in a shopping mart who has a gun is to shoot him. You know, had somebody had been there who had a firearm and was trained, he wouldn't have got 10 people done. 10 people wouldn't have died. You know, you never know. Maybe there was somebody there tried to stop him, and they're just not telling you. We'll never know that. We will never know that. You know, even if that was like a thing, we might never know that. You know, so I feel like somebody would step up and say something though. Unless the only people that know are dead, right? So who knows? I just always find it so weird. It seems that anytime a Democratic president hops in office, you get mass shooting after mass shooting. And, you know, these last ones, they're just, you could tell. Joe Biden, he's up there, he's talking about the ghost gun ban, where, you know, ghost guns come from literally different countries. Like, they make 1911s from basically scratch, from like scrap metal. They make these guns and they ship them over here, and you know, they're making more than that. You know, ex-military guns, there's guns all over the place. You know, ex-police guns, serial number scratched off. They're you know, he's up there making a show because the plastic guys, gun community 2A, the gun ban again, the ban that he's putting in and talking about on his thing about, you know, the kits, it almost doesn't affect us at all. Like, it's he's up there putting on a show, and he's probably not even going to get the ban anyway, because it doesn't make any sense. They got to go through a background check to do it. Okay, they do that, but you do that though, so they can't sell like any little part. So the most you might get out of it is like a nuisance. Like when you go to try to buy one of those little bottom frame things, you might have to get like a background check for that. And so if you already passed all your background stuff, it's kind of just going to be an issue, right? It's kind of going to just be a pain in the ass. And, you know, unfortunately, but like, hey, if that's what they're going to do to keep people happy and shut them up, you know what? Whatever. Take the stupid little kit guns. I don't like them anyway. Almost nobody's really using them. You know, people get them. They're okay, right? I'd just rather buy the real deal. You know what I mean? And modify it. I don't think I've ever seen a criminal or some kind of like low life person who's doing stick ups with a really nice kit gun. Like, look at this. Like they have like these beautiful guns with RMR sights and all the whole thing. Like they don't have. They're just gonna get the biggest piece of crap they could get. Might not even fire if they point it at you. So, you know, the whole thing's just a big show, guys. You know, that's just what it is. And then you still have other stuff boiling down in the U.S. now too, with the Derek Chauvin case. Derek Chauvin, I don't know. Blibbin, blobbin, bloobin, fibbin, froggin. Anyways, so Derek Chauvin is on trial. All right, still, we're gonna see this. What do you guys think? Another month or so of this crap? We'll see. But you know, they have that police chief up there. He didn't want to answer that question. He's talking about how, you know, does it look like his knee is actually just on his shoulder blade? And he's like, yeah, from this angle it does, because they're showing body cam footage instead of the guy holding the phone footage, where it shows his knee looks like it's on his neck. But it's not on his neck. It's on his shoulder blades. It's literally timestamped the same exact time of that famous video, and he's screaming, "I can't breathe," which he was also doing before he was even out of the car. So something's not adding up here. I don't know, guys. He's got second degree murder. You guys know the charges, and I just don't think he's gonna get it. And they're already out there protesting. And these people, I feel so bad for these people. They want so bad for change, and there should be change. Race is a problem. I think it's a problem. Systematic racism in this country, it's there. It doesn't not exist. You know, people experience it, and you know, people very close to me experience it, unfortunately. And like, so you know, so it's here, and there should be changes, but not through that situation. And those people are out there, you know, and you don't see, all the other cities are kind of like looking at me. I was like, yeah, I don't know if we're going to burn our cities down anymore for this guy. It doesn't seem like it. So did you guys see anybody see the Hunter Biden interview? I don't know who was interviewing him, but she was like, she asked him, she goes, so about the laptop, and he goes, I I don't know. It could have been mine.
Was that your laptop?
For real, I don't know.
I know, but you
my
know
point
that's
is,
this
I
is
really don't know.
Okay.
The answer is
You don't know yes or no if the laptop
I don't have
was
any
yours.
idea. I have no idea.
So
whether or
could
not.
have been yours.
Of course, certainly.
Now we know how he is so jacked up. Like, how do you not know if it's your laptop or
For
not?
real, I don't know.
So now it's like, yeah, you know, maybe it was mine. It could have been. Like, it could have been. You just did not. A couple months ago, that's not my laptop. I never had a laptop. Never owned a laptop in my life.
There could be a laptop out there that was stolen from me. There could be that I was hacked. It could be that it was Russian intelligence. It could be that it was stolen from me.
Now all of a sudden, well, it could have been. I don't even know. I don't know. I have so many, I forget. And she's like, really, dude?
There could be a laptop out there that was stolen from me.
So, you know, Hunter Biden, and how do you take anything these people say seriously? I mean, this has got to be a joke. This guy is running our country, has got to be an absolute joke. He just up there putting on the biggest show with this gun legislation. That's just, oh my God, it really makes me just want to puke. It's just so bad. It's so terrible. You have these people, they want to make this country into a communist country. Talk to people who actually live in a communist country and see how they're going to, they'll be like, dude, that's what we came here for? Shit. You don't want to do this. Believe. How can you be the president of the United States' son and be that stupid? Like, even if your dad's like a senator, like, and you're really that dumb, like at some point you have to look at somebody and be like, you just don't know how to make good decisions in life. Like, you're just a person who makes bad decisions. And that's who Hunter Biden, he's just an idiot. It's just, there's no two ways about it. I mean, how do you not know that that's your laptop? Like, dude, seriously. The best is when Joe Biden's talking about minimum wage. You know, they have all these clips of him saying about how he's going to raise the minimum wage. You haven't heard a peep out of Joe Biden with the minimum wage increase or any of that stuff. You know, he was all about it. His whole campaign, it's all he talked about. So I was watching some things from AOC, and I saw her also talking about the borders, which go also, you know, this is another thing, you know, it started with Obama, and Trump came in, they put it all on him, and AOC was remember the whole thing, she's at the gates crying, oh, you know, all these people.
We saw today was unconscionable. No child should ever be separated from their parent. No child should ever be taken from their family. No woman should ever be locked up in a pen when they have done no harm.
Kids in cages and all this shit. And then she makes a video on Instagram talking about how, well, this is still bad, but what Trump did is worse. But it's not. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. She's like, well...
And people want to say, why aren't you talking about the border crisis? Or why aren't you talking about it in this way? Well, we're talking about it. They just don't like how we're talking about it. Because it's not a border crisis. It's an imperialism crisis. It's a climate crisis. It's a trade crisis. Anyone who's using the term surge around you consciously is trying to invoke a militaristic frame. And that's a problem. Because this is not a surge. These are children, and they are not insurgents, and we are not being invaded.
You don't need to do it because it's not as bad as what Trump was doing. It's literally the same exact thing. Like, this is a person who manipulates people to the highest level that you can be manipulated. She makes it so believable what she's talking about is sincere, and she really cares. Like, she really cared. I find it disgusting. I think it's appalling to me that these people deserve better. I am absolutely disgusted with this presidency. Like, oh my God. How can you just take a person like that seriously? I just look at every word she's saying. I'm just like, you are so full of shit. So full of shit. Gosh. So where are we? And I remember Phil DeFranco. So remember the whole Capitol building thing.
Very notably, during that live stream, AOC also said,
I had a pretty traumatizing event happen to me. And I do not know if I can even disclose the full details of that event due to security concerns. But I can tell you that I had a very close encounter where I thought I was going to die.
it's obviously a very scary situation.
Oh, I've never been so scared in my life. I always felt fear for my life like they literally tried to kill me. They tried to capture me and kill me. She is so full of shit. She wasn't even in the Capitol building. She wasn't even in the damn Capitol building. She was way far away from the Capitol building, actually. Wasn't even close. The Capitol building is laid out in such a way. Building's way over yonder. Big giant field. Okay. Capitol building. Building's over yonder. Big field. Here's where she is. In this little office. That's where she was. Safe and sound from any kind of... She's full of shit. So, enough of that. But Phil DeFranco, I remember him reporting on this, which is what made me look into it even further. Because I'm like, dude, how can you put on your show this... She's the biggest bullshit artist on the face of the planet. And you're like, I could just imagine what it would have been like for her. Like, if I could find a clip of this, I'll show it to you. Because it's just... Dude, you really feel sorry for her? Like, you fucking kidding me? So, Phil DeFranco, what are you doing, bud? Come on, do better. I was looking at, oh my God, I was looking at I'm really looking forward to watching Jake Paul or one of these two assholes get their asses kicked. Like, eventually one of these fights is going to happen, right? Because I know the Mayweather one and Logan got delayed. You know, his podcast, why does this guy have a podcast? Who would want to listen to, he would never survive in a situation like I'm in right now. He has to bounce off he has to have people around him. I don't need that. You are my people. He is just there bullshitting. Bullshit. So I'm really looking forward to one of these guys get their asses whooped. We took Storm to the dog park earlier, and so they have this wood platform thing the dogs can run on. She was having none of this. She just wanted to live her life as a dog. On Pet Day, this is Pet Day, National Pet Day, by the way. So that means this is kind of going to be like what the show is going to be every Sunday until I get on my schedule, and then the show is going to be Friday. So you guys are going to have a lot of fun with this one. I love doing this. This is so much fun to me. Where is all my notes? You guys like my guitar playing? Should I do an outro? Anybody who is all about creating and just doing thinking outside of the box, if you come to our world of inspiration that me and Lee have put together here, you're gonna just be taken back by just all of the inspiration you have to create something cool in here. I mean, we have guitars, electric guitars, keyboards hanging all around. I mean, it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick here. Then we have the studio. This is awesome. What do you guys think of these NFT things? I never really gave much thought about it, but man, a lot of people are going crazy about these things, right? So should I start selling NFTs? Should I start making NFTs in my videos? Or you guys would you guys be interested in something like that and own my NFTs? I mean, this channel is going to be big, so if you want to jump on these NFTs, I would do it now. And I don't even, you guys do what you want with those. But if you want to own my NFTs, you might own my whole damn channel before I do. Jesus. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this one. Just want to end this off with a little inspiration for you guys. There's going to be a lot of people to tell you not to do something or how to do something with the right way to do it, or you should do it, you shouldn't do it. Ultimately, it's all about that risk. How far are you willing to take it, And, you can look at my story and just look back to the day where I told myself I wanted to be a full-time YouTuber. Whether it was making me a ton of money or not, because it doesn't. It makes me not enough money to be a full-time YouTuber. So that's why I need you guys to share, to like, to comment, to, you know, just continue on this journey, keep watching, keep working hard every day, because that's what we're all about here. That's what the name of the channel is for. And, you know, that's it. I am so blessed to have you guys all as my subscribers and supporters. So I'm tired. It's time for bed. So I love you all. Have a great rest of your week. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.